Good day, everybody. Another car video. Just heading back from the park. Kenzie's all muddy. So am I. Sorry about the framing here. I'm still working on my car setup. It's really annoying, but I'm not going to adjust it because it just frustrates the hell out of me. So you just have to put up with my violation of the rule of thirds. And I promise I'm not going to sing this time. I noticed on my last video, I broke out into song and my view duration's like plummeted. Apologies for that. You want to hear me sing, you have to come to karaoke night. Anyway, I wanted to talk about this meme campaign. I guess you'd call it a campaign at this point because everybody's jumped on board, both pro and con, associated with the whole Superstraight idea. So if you're not familiar, which you probably are, but just in case you're not, this kid, probably 16, 17 years old, makes a video on TikTok, which has since been taken down, by the way, not by TikTok, but by him, where he describes himself as super straight. It's a new sexual orientation, sexual preference, or sexuality, in which he is only attracted to members of the opposite sex who are biologically female. That is, they were born female. And he's taken a whole lot of heat for it, mainly by saying it's a new sexuality, super straight, super hetero, whatever. And people are just losing their shit over it. There's been a number of hot takes on it, defending the guy, and there's been a number of people excoriating him and wishing to cancel him, apparently issuing death threats to the kid, and one starring his mom's business with bad reviews, and all because he said, look, I'm not attracted to trans women. That's all there is to it. I'm only attracted to women who were born women. Anyway, I am adjusting it. I said I wasn't going to do it, but it drives me nuts. Anyway, and Blair White did a pretty good video on it. I'm going to link her video in the description because I'm inclined to agree with just about everything she said. So, fact of the matter is, most people who identify as straight would qualify as super straight. They have no interest in dating a trans person. Even if they can look at a picture of Blair White, who is very photogenic and takes a good picture, and says, yeah, she looks hot. And then they find out, she has a twig and berries, and they're like, wow, whoa, I would never have guessed, kind of thing, right? Anyway, so I mean, I guess I would describe myself as super straight with an asterisk, because I'm fully willing to admit that trans women who, phenotypically overall look like attractive women, I can say are attractive. And I don't think that qualifies as gay. Now, you might put me somewhere, to the right of 0 on the Kinsey scale, and, that's your business. I don't particularly care. Super straight with an asterisk, I guess? I don't know. The crazy thing is, to me, that you've got this community of people who, for decades upon decades, have talked about simply being accepted in wider society and simply wanting, to be treated with respect and dignity because it's all about who they love. And now the wokerati, the ultra woke, the omni woke are coming out, who a lot of them, by the way, probably aren't trans. They may be trans trenders, but they aren't legit suffer from gender dysphoria, transgender or transsexual. They're people like Jessica Yaniv and that GameStop 5 o'clock shadow. It's ma'am. They're trans trenders trying to cash in on the transgender movement's victim bucks. Anyway, so I guess my point is, they're the ones who are screaming the loudest, right? Blair White has no issue with somebody not being attracted to her because she's trans. When it comes right down to it, you only want to date people who are attracted to you. So calling someone transphobic because they're like, yeah, you know, I only dig biological females or only dig biological males. That's not very accepting of their sexuality. And now is it? It's funny, there's this meme, you know, it's been circulating on the internet for, I don't know, probably 20 years, probably since the days that, you know, Fark.com was a big thing back in the day. It was a big news aggregate. I don't think Fark.com is still a news aggregate. I think it's something else altogether now, but it's been years since I was on Fark. But this meme's been circulating forever. It basically, you've probably seen it. It's a silhouette of a man, you know, on his knees, obviously, and kind of bowing his head to the right. And behind him, there's a gun pointed to his head. And the person holding it is in silhouette, but their silhouette is the rainbow flag. You know, and it says, you know, first it was, or, you know, 1979, we just want acceptance, or we just want tolerance, or whatever. 1985, we just want to get married. We just want, you know. And then 2000, bake the fucking cake, bigot. Well, 2021 is, you know, suck the trans dick, bigot. That's essentially what it is, right? They're not going to be happy until your particular level of acceptance and your particular level of tolerance reaches insane levels that only they will accept. They're not going to be happy about it. This woke cult, it's nuts. Anyway, a buddy and I were talking about this, you know, because we talk about this culture war stuff, and he was saying, you know what? Here's the thing: if I fell for a trans person, meaning like you know, they were a trap, they basically fooled me into thinking they were a woman, and then, you know, we held off on having anything physical in terms of a relationship for several months, and then before I knew it, I was head over heels in love with them, and then all of a sudden we decided to be intimate, and she drops trow, and, you know, she's got a twig and berries. He's like, you know what, I guess I would be accepting of it, but I don't think if she said, oh, I want to get the snip, I want to have my cock and balls removed and have a, you know, a phony vagina put down there, I don't think I'd want to be with her. I think I'd be happier with her being intact. And you know what, I'm inclined to agree. I mean, it's a moot point. I'm married to a lovely biologically female woman who I've been with for, God, 27 years, I think. Long time. And 27 years? 27 years, I think. It'll be 27 years this August. Anyway, yeah, a moot point for me. But I'm thinking about it, you know, hypothetically, I'm like, yeah, you know what? I wouldn't want to get involved with somebody who had their junk mutilated, all to try and fulfill this body image that they have of being genuinely female or genuinely a woman. Fact of the matter is, I don't know if you've seen photos of people who have that operation done. If you haven't, go to 4chan. There's plenty of people on there posting truly disturbing images of these fake dicks and balls that are made for them, and these fake vagines. It's not a pretty sight, and I don't know anybody who could, you know, look at that and go, ooh, yeah, that's a nice set of genitals. Because one, it's not genitals, it's a mutilated section of their body, and two, it doesn't even look good. Now, if they could ever get to the point where you could have your unit changed into the opposite unit, and it look, you know, cosmetically no different, and, you know, doesn't cause any health issues, and I mean, it's never going to be, you know, you're never going to be fertile with it, but functionally, sexually functional, you know what? All the power to them. I'm still not convinced that getting that done would help anybody, just based on the images I've seen. Here's the thing: you go and get a tattoo, and you have this vision in your mind of what your tattoo is going to look like. Here's a permanent piece of art, quasi-permanent piece of art, that's going to be put on your body. They can remove it, obviously, but it's a permanent decision to make to get a tattoo. And you have this idea of what the tattoo is going to look like, and you're really psyched about it, you're stoked about it, and you get it done, and then it doesn't look exactly the way you wanted. for whatever reason. The artist wasn't that great. He didn't realize your vision of what it was going to be. It was impossible to do the image based on, you know, the area you wanted it done, based on how the skin performs or how the skin sits in that area. Whatever a case may be, you might have a little bit of buyer's remorse, but that's buyer's remorse that you're going to be willing to get over because you're like, you know, it's something I wanted. It's a close enough approximation, and I'm happy with it. I'm going to live with it. I'm going to learn to be happy with it because I've been wanting this forever, right? I don't think the same can be said for people who get the snip. Maybe. I mean, how can I know what their psychology is? In any event, I'm kind of getting off track here, but the whole super straight thing to me was started as a joke. Then it turned into, you know, 4chan shitlords of deplorability with the way they've made the memes, they've made the flags, and they've gone around and basically thrown the words of the LGBTQ plus activists back in their face. You know, things like love is love, and don't hate people just based on their preferences for sex. Anyway, it's a good video, Blair White's, and it's an interesting meme campaign. And if you're not interested in, or if you're not aware of it, there's lots of it online. Jeremy at the Quartering did something about it. Of course, Blair White did her video. I'll post a link to her video in it, to it. I think even Black Pigeon Speaks might have done it, might have done the video on it. But I'll link Blair White's because I think she sort of hit the nail on the head. Anyway, folks, I appreciate y'all watching. Thanks very much. Back at the house now, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.